Welcome to the table. I'm so glad that you pulled up a chair. If you're new here, well, hello. Come on in, sit down. This is absolutely the room for you, and I have already put the kettle on because honestly, the kettle in my house is always on. Always. I went on a weekend kind of work trip and caught myself wondering if the kettle missed me. It probably did not. It was probably very thankful for the rest, but I missed it. Hi, I'm Bridget, the writer and herbal fan and slightly over-caffeinated human behind the Gilded Leaf. And this right here, this is Table Confessional, a Sunday series, a quieter room inside this little publication that I have been slowly building, one cup and one honest conversation at a time. Here is what this table is for. It is for the things that do not quite fit inside a formal season. The threads that keep pulling at the hem after the podcast is finished, after the newsletter has been sent out on Wednesdays. The questions that are too personal for a content arc and too real to leave unsaid. The truths that show up uninvited on a Tuesday that are still lingering around on Saturday, and by Sunday it's waiting to be named. So we name them here together somewhat. Every Sunday, I will bring something to the table, something that I'm living through, something that I'm learning, something that I'm still figuring out how to carry. And I will ask you to bring something too, even if only in the quiet of your own listening. No fixing, no performing, no 5-step, 7-step, 12-step of anything. Just tea and just truth and just us. So wherever you are right now, whether you are folding laundry or sitting in your car in the parking lot having a moment, hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace, or actually sitting in a proper chair like a person who has their life together, well, welcome to you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. So let's get into it. As you can hear, I have a cold. Boo. Nothing dramatic, the kind that settles into the chest and makes itself at home without asking. A little congestion, a heaviness behind the eyes, that particular tiredness that is different from ordinary tired. The kind where your body is clearly trying to tell you something and you are pretending not to hear it because the calendar does not have space for what it is trying to say. But here is what I know after enough years of living in this body. I am not just fighting a cold. In Chinese medicine, the lungs are the seat of grief. They are the organ that holds what has not yet been released. When the lungs are congested, when the breath shortens and the chest grows heavy without a clear medical reason, the body is often processing something the mind has not yet had the courage or the quiet time to name. And when I'm honest with myself, sitting here at this table on a Sunday, with a warm cup and nowhere left to hide, I know what this is. This is grief. Not the loud kind, not the kind that arrives with a clear event and a date that you can point to on a calendar. No, the quieter kind, the kind that has been moving through the rooms of my life lately, like the change in weather, present, unmistakable, and not quite ready to be done with me yet. I know grief's telltale signs, the way you know a plant by its leaf before it even flowers. I have been here before, and I recognize what is happening the way you recognize acquaintances across a crowded room. Not with surprise exactly, more with that slow, quiet exhale of acknowledgement. Oh, it's you again. There is an image I keep coming back to this week, the feeling of my socks falling down inside of my shoes. You know the feeling. From the outside, everything looks fine. You are walking, you're upright, you're managing, you're doing what needs to be done with something that probably resembles grace from a distance. But inside the shoe, where no one can see, something has slipped. Something is all bunched up and uncomfortable and slightly wrong with every single step. And you keep walking anyway because stopping to fix it feels like more than you can manage right now, because there are places to be and things to carry and people who are counting on you to keep moving. That is what unacknowledged grief feels like in the body. Not collapse, just something quietly, persistently, invisibly wrong beneath the surface of your life that looks mostly fine. But I want to say something about grief that I do not think gets said enough. Grief is not only for death and dying. Grief is for endings of any kind, for the life you thought you would be living by now, or the relationship that changed shapes, for the version of yourself you had to leave behind in order to become who you are becoming, for the home, for the chapter, for the dream that did not survive the season it was planted in, for the mother, for the father, for the marriage, for the friendship that quietly dissolved, for the younger body, for the earlier certainty, for the road not taken. Grief is the hurt that does not always announce itself by its proper name. Sometimes it calls itself anger. Sometimes it calls itself fatigue. Sometimes it calls itself a cold that will not quite resolve. A tightness in the chest, a shorter fuse than usual, a sudden need to cry in the car over something small and unrelated. But when you sit with it long enough, when you stop moving around it or over it or through your schedule instead of through the feeling itself, when you finally get quiet enough to look it in the eye and ask what its real name is, she'll tell you that her name is grief. I have learned over these years, and what I am learning again right now in real time about moving through grief, is the word through. Not around, not over, not underneath, not ahead of, not managed or optimized or reframed into something more comfortable. No, through. The only way out is in, and the only way in is through, and there is no shortcut that does not eventually circle you back to the same doorway asking to be entered. But through does not mean drowning. Through can look like grace. Through can look like dignity. Through can look like getting up in the morning, making a cup, doing what needs to be done, and also quietly, privately, honestly acknowledging that something real is moving through you right now, that you are not a machine, that the body keeps the score even when the calendar does not, that the socks are falling down inside the shoes, and that's okay. That is human. That is what it looks like to be in the middle of something true. The lungs will clear. They always do. When what they are holding is fully allowed to move. So this Sunday, I want to offer you this, not as a lesson, but as a companion on the road. If something in your life right now is calling itself by the wrong name, if the anger is sharper than the situation warrants, if the fatigue goes deeper than the sleep debt explains, if the body keeps quietly insisting that something is not quite right and you keep quietly insisting that you are fine, sit with it just for a moment. Not to fix it, not to name it perfectly, just to let it know you see it. Because grief that is witnessed, even only by yourself, even only in 5 quiet minutes on a Sunday morning, grief begins slowly to move. And moving is all it ever wanted. In TCM, or traditional Chinese medicine, the lung meridian responds to the emotion of grief and to the act of releasing, the exhale. So today, if nothing else, I want to offer you this one small practice. Take in a breath longer than you think you need. Then let it go longer than feels comfortable. And do this 3 or 4 times. That is not nothing. That is the body beginning in its own quiet language to tend what it has been holding. Ashe. And so, before we part ways for this Sunday, I want to say thank you. Not in the performative way, in the real way, the way you thank someone who showed up when they didn't have to, because you didn't have to be here. You chose this. You chose to spend a few quiet minutes at this table with me, with this conversation. And that is not nothing. That is actually everything that this little community is built on. So if something landed today, if something softened you or named something you have been carrying quietly, I want to ask you one small thing. Can you share this podcast? Not with your entire contact list, just with one person who came to mind while you were listening, the friend who is in the middle of something hard, the one who always seems fine but you suspect is not entirely fine, the someone who could use a Sunday morning reminder that when they are carrying this kind of stuff, they are not alone. That is how the Gilded Leaf grows. Not through algorithms, not through grand launches, but one good person quietly passing something real to another good person. And if you are not yet subscribed to the newsletter or the podcast, come on in. The weekly steep arrives on Wednesdays with a new herb and an open door. And the podcast is in season 2, drops on Friday with a little more depth. And Sundays are ours, right here at the table. Shoot me a quick comment and let me know what you are wanting to hear and what you are wanting to talk about. You can find everything here at the Gilded Leaf, and if you are already a paid member, Oh, Ashe. Thank you. You are the reason this table exists. So, until next Sunday, this is Bridget signing off. Pour something warm and be a little gentler with yourself than you think you deserve. And remember, we are all just walking each other home. So this is Bridget signing off, steeped in intention and offered with care.